Okay, so here is my project on the ocean acidification project. I'm Samantha, and so I'm going to be testing baking soda, lemon juice, vinegar, and water to show how acids and bases affect the pH and why this matters for the ocean. Anyway, cabbage juice is the indicator. So first I made the cabbage juice by boiling the red cabbage as indicated. It is the pH indicator, meaning that it changes colors with acids and bases. So with those four things that I'm testing, the vinegar, which is an acid, the water should be purple or blue, which shows it's neutral, and the baking soda makes it a blue or green, meaning it's basic. The lemon juice and vinegar turn it pink or red and shows their acids. So here I'm going to start adding, I'm going to add the vinegar to the water with the pH indicator. And it turned to a like pinkish color. And now I'm going to add some lemon juice to the pH indicator, which is turning it a lighter, it looks like a lighter color of pink, maybe red. Looks pink though. And now I'm going to add the baking soda to the pH indicator, which is, it looks like it's turning it to a greenish blue color. And lastly, I'm going to add water to the pH indicator, which it basically just is a really, really light colored purple. And it stays neutral, basically. So now, okay, part 2 of my Oceanic acidification project. So part 2, here I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of pH indicator with 1 cup of the water, and this should turn the water a very, very light purple. Oh. And so now that the water is very light purple, I'm going to use a straw to blow the bubbles into one of the cups for the 1 to 5 minutes as indicated, looking for a distinct color change. And what I'm seeing so far is that it just stays really very light colored. And so what's happening is that when you exhale and breathe out, the carbon dioxide reacts with the water to form a carbonic acid, which acidifies the water and turns it more pink, which kind of shows that. Maybe that's a little bit better. Yes, it does show that. And so that is what's happening here. It's causing the water to become acidic because of the carbon dioxide. Okay, here's part 3 of my project that I'm doing, and this has to do with the egg being put into the vinegar this past week. So here's what happened. So the vinegar is an acid, and so when you place the egg inside of the vinegar, the eggshell, it becomes rubbery. It's gone. The shell is completely gone and squishy, and it bounces, which is so crazy. Like, that's kind of awesome, actually, but it just really stinks. I hate the smell of vinegar. And so what this does is acid dissolved it, and so that's what happened here. just like the oceans, the acidifying stuff in the ocean, it dissolves the corals and the shellfish, their shells. So which means that the ocean's pH had dropped, and as it absorbs the CO2 from the air, it's bad for the marine life. These creatures, such as, like clams, the snails, and stuff like that, the corals, they, if it gets too acidic, it'll take their shells off. It'll take it away. And they'll just die, which affects food, the fishing industry, and the whole entire ecosystem. Although, I mean, it is kind of cool looking at it like this. I mean, really, it's just really bouncy. It's kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, that's what I got so far. Personally, I haven't really given it much thought really about the ocean, and me being worried about it. But now after doing this project, it kind of makes me think, like those poor little creatures in there are dying off all because of, this situation. And that's not okay. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot other more issues too as well. But yeah, that's what I got so far. It's kind of cool. I mean, I've never done nothing like this before, so I definitely appreciate this this little project. It's kind of neat. Thanks.
You say here, I'm going to take a bite out of it.
I'm not taking a bite out of nothing. So the processes, the causes and the effects of the acidification in the ocean. So what happens is that the extra carbon dioxide from the air pollution, mainly by burning fossil fuels, gets absorbed by the ocean. But it dissolves, the CO2 dissolves in the ocean water. It forms carbonic acid, which lowers the pH of the ocean, making it more acidic. And this can harm the sea life, especially animals that have shells or skeletons, as I stated, that are made out of calcium carbonate, like corals, the oysters, plankton, and all the snails and all that other stuff. And so over 100 of years, the ocean's pH has already dropped quite a bit, which sounds, well, it sounds like it's a lot, but it's about 30% more acidic than it has been. As the acidity increases, it gets harder for animals to build and keep their shells. And so then they just start to dissolve and then they die. Let's see here. So yeah, this egg project, what it did was basically, in a nutshell, it dissolved the eggshell and it left the membrane behind. And this is what happens in the ocean as it becomes more acidic. The bubbles seen on the egg in vinegar come from carbon dioxide being released, the same process which happens when shells are dissolved in the ocean water. Thank you.